Hello, my dear viewers, it is the incredible Caine here, and today we are going to be reacting to the Indominus Rex 2.0 video from Goji Center. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we doing this? Well, it's because in an effort to get Goji Center to acknowledge our video of our own hybrid, we think this will be the perfect way to get his attention. Now, without further ado, let's go!
Indominus Rex was notorious for laying waste to an entire park, leaving nothing but mutilated corpses in her path. But here on Goji Center, we are going to take this even further. How can we make the Indominus herself more dangerous and her warpath more lethal? Today, we will deliver nothing else but more chaos, more carnage, more blood. In a previous episode, we talked about the Ultimasaurus and its anatomy.
If you guys want us to react to that video, make sure to let us know. Or any other videos of Goji Centers, we would really like to hear your suggestions.
This episode, we'll be doing more or less the same with the Indominus Rex, studying its genetic composition and replacing a few contributors with surprising life forms that you won't even see coming.
Ooh, I'm so interested. Let's see what happens.
Significant life forms in this island, both big and small. And yes, this includes humans. This will require a different approach than what we did with Ultimasaurus Imperatrix. This animal was a result of creating a dinosaur that fits a certain template. The Indominus at the end of this episode will still be an Indominus, but will look different, since the objective is to cause an extinction event quickly and efficiently. Making this hybrid bigger will only mean that smaller life forms, such as humans and below, will be able to easily hide from this animal.
That makes a very valid point.
As we go, starting with the overall frame. Wait, no, not this type of frame, dude. This is for a poster. I guess the video editor couldn't think of a better way to plug in our sponsor, Displate, who provided us...
hold on, let me cut this out.
Think about the objective of this episode. If the objective is to try to reduce population on Nublar, an animal bigger than the Indom wouldn't really cut it. This should be able to break inside some buildings, as well as running down faster prey. So reconstructing the build might be necessary here. This doesn't mean that we're going to shrink the overall size. Remember, we do need to bring down these guys, sauropods too, so keeping her large...
Yeah, that is quite big.
Outrunning the smaller life forms such as Gallimimus won't be necessary, since ambushing can do the trick just fine. So, what should we do? To begin, we'll reduce the size of the hind legs to make this animal a bit more quadrupedal. This seems
Quadrupedal. Hold on.
Can distribute their weight on 4 limbs instead of just 2. This Indominus can...
Oh, quadrupedal, they walk around on all 4s. I get it now.
That's right. Now her weight can be distributed better instead of 2 booming footsteps, making her an even better ambush predator than she already is. Also, she now has a lower center of gravity, allowing her to have better balance and less likely to get toppled over. Our Indominus now looks a bit more menacing, but the biggest modification is about to begin. Number 2, front limbs. It's no secret that the Indominus is extremely intelligent, but giving her better limbs and better dexterity will allow her devilish ideas to come to fruition much easier. That's why we'll modify her forearms to take the traits of an ape, like a chimpanzee.
Dinosaurs and mammals working together. Who would have thought? Oh, wait.
Also seen in apes, so pushing the already suspected ape genome here would most definitely help the Indominus a lot more in combat. How? Let us explain. The forearms and shoulders of apes are anatomical marvels in the animal kingdom, given this arrangement of bones and muscle allow them to whirl their arms around 360 degrees. This range, if given to the Indominus, will make her grappling, mangling, and slashing so much more stronger that no other dinosaur will have any effective counter against these flexible maneuvers. But that's not all. This upgrade also comes with fast twitch muscles, making these arms a lot stronger than they already look. Any impact, grip, push, or throw will be many times more dangerous.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Throwing as well. One skill exclusive to apes is the ability to hold things, throw them, and even use
was that a cat?
Now, admittedly, it's a bit bizarre to see an Indominus use tools, but if the objective is for the Indominus to effectively kill all life forms, she will have to be capable of reaching tiny humans hiding inside crevices with her own arms, or with whatever else she can find.
Ooh, that does not feel good.
Chimps have been observed fashioning spears to jam into cramped spaces, impaling the small animals inside. Because of the ape genome coupled with the shorter hind legs, our Indominus will now move a little differently when she's walking. Knuckle walking would be a pretty easy way of getting around without ruining those claws. In the next section, we'll also be improving these. Our new Indominus is still capable of running on her hind legs, using her front arms as support when tearing through rough terrain, climbing steep inclines, and running through wide alleyways. This is now an all-terrain hybrid.
All-terrain.
Number 3, claws. Now to the business end of these
Ooh, man, those things are pretty sharp nowadays.
And they did function well enough, but how can we make these better? When it comes to slashing and rending as well as grappling, there is another more optimal shape from another carnivore. None other than the largest predator in the Jurassic, Saurophaganax.
Saurophaganax?
Big dinosaurs. And what better with than these?
Whoa, those are long.
Does not represent the largest known specimen of this genus, so yeah, they could have been bigger than this.
Bigger?
This hook is the perfect shape to grip the victim compared to the straighter claws of the Indominus. Mixed with the ape-like forelimbs, these will literally shred through the skin of the thickest hides of some animals, as if you stuck a sharp hook in your mom's leather sofa. A hook like this inside, backed up by powerful fast-twitch movements, will destroy the thigh of any dinosaur. Even a sauropod would topple down from a wound from these claws. This weapon alone will lay waste to all large-sized creatures.
Yeah.
Now that we can call it that, will grip any animal, toppling it down and killing without even needing to involve the teeth. Its lower center of gravity, aided by a wider stance, will make it impossible for any herbivore or even large carnivore to flank this creature. Number 4, armor.
Let's see. This creature now has offense, but what about its defense?
Adjustment with this hybrid's armor. An animal this big, like the Indominus, only really needed to rely on its robust size and thick hide, rather than osteoderms. For instance, the T-Rex wasn't defeated here because she lacked armor, instead because she got out-grappled. Indominus would have been fine here with just her thick skin on top of her body. These spiky osteoderms are spread apart too much to be actually considered an effective form of armor, but were there just for the cool factor. The real armor here, and here was the thick skull and thick hide. This body armor on the upper body would have been courtesy of Carnotaurus and Majungasaurus.
Majunga, what now?
Themselves, we see that they both have tiny arms, kind of useless in combat. Keeping this mishmash of DNA would risk confusing the Indominus's instinct to use the forelimbs, complicating the internal anatomy now that this animal has even longer arms. Raptor DNA helps here, but we need something to not only protect the Indominus, but a contributor that is even more compatible with our now facultative quadrupedal hybrid. Meet the African dwarf crocodile. Okay, yes, it's a bit underwhelming at first glance, but this guy has something its bigger relatives lack. Armor on its upper body and below. Our Indom here was only armored from above, and not from the sides. So now, with our croc here making itself present in this genetic composition, we now have full body armor to work with.
Full body armor.
Thick and scaly like the Giga, but something resembling this croc's thick hide. That is the part that's not covered by osteoderms. Something thick enough to fend off firearm projectiles and slashes. Another reason why this is the perfect animal to supply armor from is because this creature also has longer legs than your typical crocodilian. These guys spend most of their time on land and are known for rushing prey beyond cover of water. This muscular tail will help counterbalance the added bulk to the modified Indom forelimbs, making bipedalism easy when it wants to run on 2 legs. For this reason, the African dwarf croc proves itself a better contributor than the Abelisaurus. Not to mention that this new crocodilian-like tail and genetics now allows the Indominus to be more aquatic. Sure, the crocodilian attributes are already present with the integration of Deinosuchus DNA, but our Indominus 2.0 will have a bit more crocodilian influence to its overall build, making it able to pursue animals on both land and water. Oh, but adding a dwarf crocodile is going to affect the size of this animal, right? No. Consider that adding raptor, a Belosaurus less than 2 tons, cuttlefish, and tree frogs didn't seem to shrink the damn thing. So adding a bit of reptilian croc DNA won't have too much effect.
Okay.
Enough with the armor. Let's get to the fun stuff.
Ooh.
Number 5, the bite.
The bite. I know all about that, since I'm literally a pair of dentures.
The bite of the Indom was already kinda OP, given
Ooh.
the T-Rex base genome was already involved. The robust head of the T-Rex allowed the Indominus to be resilient enough to withstand heavy blows. But another one involved was the Deinosuchus, which from a critical point of view didn't add much apart from bite force. Croc teeth are meant for penetrating and gripping, which compared to the effects of a T-Rex bite, the T-Rex bite method proves more lethal and...
Ooh, that is painful.
That the exposed teeth of the Indom were courtesy of the Deinosuchus, but having exposed teeth can be a problem. Without any lips
does?
or gum tissue, the teeth would be at risk of rotting, weakening the enamel. That's if submerged in water regularly.
Note to self: buy something to cover up my teeth.
So today, we'll take the Deinosuchus genome away, since a well-placed bite of a T-Rex powered jaw will be more than enough to handle just about anything alive on land. Instead, we'll make this bite deadlier by the incorporation of a powerful predator known to hunt down animals larger than itself. A cold-blooded killer with a brutal an insatiable thirst for blood, eating more than its body weight every single day. No.
What?
Seriously, we're not kidding. Meet the northern short-tailed shrew.
Emphasis on short.
More so because of what's going on under the hood. See for yourself. This dude's grill features a tiny array of weapons.
How are those red?
Jaws loaded with fast twitch muscles and known to gnaw through bone and protective shells in a span of seconds.
Seconds?
Stuff here, not blood. In fact,
Not blood?
any unlucky victim would wish it was. This black and red coloration comes from high amounts of iron.
Iron?
Into the composition of the teeth, producing
Iron in the teeth.
sharp cutting edges capable of sawing into prey. So, in effect, these teeth are metal.
Metal teeth!
To impress, we'll have you know that this animal is one of those extremely rare examples of venomous mammals.
Venomous mammals?
Like a snake where it injects its venom through its fangs, this creature will violently jam its frontal tusks and insert venom violently all over the place, leaving a bloody mess. Now, some more factors can come into play as well. To make matters worse for the victims of this newly improved Indominus, this shrew lives in a near constant state of adrenaline rush.
Adrenaline rush?
Kill faster, eat faster, and as
So
a
it basically
result,
just does everything faster.
times its own weight, in turn motivating our already hungry Indom to kill at a faster rate. Combine these new tooth attributes with that of a T-Rex bite, and we potentially have the most lethal bite in the Jurassic franchise. This scene, our new Indom would shatter this ball like a light bulb. You may think that this animal can't get any worse, but you're very wrong. Number 6. What is more dangerous than one hybrid? Multiple.
Oh yeah, that is very worse.
Mr. Indominus for this, because in this scenario, Miss Indom won't need no man.
Won't need no man?
Indominus in Jurassic World may have possibly had this ability genetically blocked per se, as to not repeat the same mistakes made in Jurassic Park, where these raptors started breeding without a male counterpart. We are
Is that even possible?
to make this more interesting, we'll allow this ability to play out in order for our new Indom to produce more clones of herself by adding some whiptail lizard into the mix.
Whiptail lizard?
For deliberately reproducing without a mate. This has been seen before already with the Scorpius rex via parthenogenesis.
What?
Undergo a meiosis parthenogenesis, given that
Habba-
the was a bit different than the mother, and not all traits were inherited by the baby Scorpios. In this scenario, all traits and all physical attributes will be passed down from mother to offspring, bringing forth exact replicas of the mother using
So basically, a biological cloning device. Neat.
these new Indoms to work together, coordinating attacks like raptors, effectively killing all surrounding human life in a very short time. Not to mention, these guys are smaller, faster, able to run through hallways in smaller areas, able to grow at much faster rates than your normal dinosaur, and even if the mother dies or gets killed, she'll just end up getting replaced by another identical hybrid who can also reproduce.
Oh cool, so basically there can just be endless of them.
The island, bringing down medium-sized creatures via coordinated attacks. In no time, the human and dinosaur population will be rendered down to very few, turning this island sweep into a search and kill operation. We've successfully created an animal that can cause an extinction-level event in this island, but there's a chance we could turn this into a global catastrophe.
How?
Number 7, plague.
Plague?
With so much carnage and bloodshed happening in this island, it will be inevitable for disease to spread. The putrid scent of rotting corpses fills the air as hordes of blood-stained Indominus Rexes run around looking for the next thing to kill. One nasty aspect when it comes to genetics is that when
gross.
dealing with life forms, the microscopic ones are infinitely harder to control. We're talking about viruses. To put this very, very simply, viruses hijack cells and the DNA chain to make copies of themselves. They leave traces of themselves in the host, and the host will leave traces of itself in the virus. So they both exchange information, basically. When the virus jumps to another different species, it will die off because it was not able to replicate. But if it does replicate, then a new strain is made, which can be terrifyingly deadly to this new infected species. What does this have anything to do with our Indominus extinction event?
What?
61% of all major viruses and bacteria-borne diseases started out in one type of animal before jumping to humans. Consider that the Indominus would be a large-bodied predator roaming over a large area, miring itself with all sorts of diseases, bacteria, fecal matter, blood, and all sorts of pestilent elements.
Gross, gross, ew, and gross.
All sorts of bacteria from both birds and mammals. Rabies, avian pox, flu, and the moment one unlucky human just gets near a place an Indominus has been, drinks the same water, or just breathes the same air, then this dude risks getting contaminated and spreading it out to his companions. But wait, this guy is a human. How did this hybrid infect this human?
Yeah.
If you remember, our 8 genetic contribution earlier also serves
Oh,
a
yeah.
different purpose. Bridging or breaking a genetic barrier for a virus to potentially affect humans.
Oh.
Producing a deadly strain, spreading amongst anyone who manages to escape the island, both bird and human alike, leaving millions of dead life forms in its wake.
Jeez. Well, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Please, Goji Center, we desperately want you to notice us. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time!